Bamm Ericsen here with AFTERBUZZ TV for Empire Season 3, Episode 12. D Major's in the building. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
That was
We're vibing with the classics, right?
Let's go.
I felt like I was on, like, you remember back in the day when they used to play slow jams late at night? Like, when you said that, I felt like I'm listening to, like...
No, my brother, you've got to get your own. What was it, like the Smooth Grooves thing or whatever? I don't know.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You tuned in to AFTERBUZZ TV. I'm your host, Bamm Ericsen, and you can follow me on all social media at Bamm Ericsen.
I'm Jill Munroe. You can follow me everywhere at Stiletto Jill.
I'm Abigail Fraher, and you can follow me on all social media at Abigail Fraher. And we have Tobias Truvillion in the building, and you can follow him on at
Tobias Truvillion. And
yes,
I picked that song. That was
that's
yes,
all him.
Yes,
by Marvin Gaye.
Yes, he did. That was his
One
selection.
of my favorite songs.
Are you musically inclined? Do you?
Yeah. I mean, I sing. It just doesn't sound that great.
Okay.
You know, God
at
didn't
least
give
you're
me that
honest
gift.
about it.
God was like, I'm gonna hook you up, but brother, you're not gonna be able to have the voice.
Well, he definitely hooked you up with the acting chops. So we've got a lot to talk about. Let's go. So D Major, Jamal, Philip, Cookie. So D Major comes out live on social media. Then as he is live, he walks up to Jamal's penthouse where he finds Jamal and Philip laid up in bed together in his little ass couch, sofa. And he walks in. So Jamal says, you know, you don't come out for me, you do it for yourself. So do you guys think that Jamal should take some blame for this fiasco?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Yeah. So here's the thing. Pop-ups.
Yeah.
Pop-ups are a no-no. And if you pop up, you are bound to get your feelings hurt because you are popping up and you don't know what you're going to walk into.
Can we talk about that pop-up real quick? Because it seemed like Jamal was trying to get Philip dressed real quick. So it's like, where are we coming from? He's sending so many mixed signals.
He is sending mixed signals. He probably doesn't know what he's doing, but the pop-up leaves you unprepared.
100%.
Maybe he's not ready to, like, you know, open up about that yet because he's thotting and bopping as he always does. But, you know.
So then, question is, did he make it seem as if you come out D Major, then there's a possibility for us to get together? Did he give that signal in last week's episode?
No.
I don't think so.
But I think it also was weird how it was like you acted like that you guys had been dating for ages.
D Major's been dating.
D Major was
Jamal.
and I'm like,
wait. Here's the thing though. Situationships, people try and act like that's not a form of relationship. It's not a committed relationship, but feelings get involved. That's why you're not supposed to do that type of stuff. And if he was that moved to come out based on that, then he obviously has some real feelings in there.
I think so. I think so. Like I say, you know, D Major, Tobias. D Major was dating Jamal. Okay.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you know, I just you know it's Empire after show, so we're just gonna.
No, I'm with you.
When I say you, I mean.
You know, I got you. You know, I think, you know, there's a thing where D Major is. I feel like, let's not forget, D Major came on the scene during the Aces last year. He was the producer of the Aces. He was one of the creative directors, and you know, the music was their first love. That's the first thing that they really got into. And I think that with D Major, you know, with him being in the closet or on the down low, if anybody that he can relate to or maybe even have a relationship with, it would be a mega star like Jamal. So when Jamal says, like, look, you know, we cannot be together at this time, I feel that, you know, D Major's like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna make some changes in my life and, you know, step out.
That's the quickest I've ever seen anyone change for somebody in my life. Like, that
especially
was crazy.
in that era, and D Major being a music producer, but
I love you guys because it's so funny to me because we're talking fictional here.
Right.
And we're getting all into it.
Yeah.
I was. Well,
Don't look at me like that.
I mean, you know,
I will go. I mean, I can go either way in this situation, and I'll say some other stuff later. But just to play devil's advocate, this is not as if this relationship started a couple days ago. This has been going on for a couple months.
Yeah.
And sometimes neither one of them specifically said, we're together, but it was unwritten that they were in a lot of aspects. So they were both wrong in that fault because there was no true communication regarding what's really up. But Jamal didn't go and say, well, you know, back off. He only said back off because he didn't know how to play both ends of D Major and Philip. If he was a true,
you mean back up?
Meaning that when Philip came into the picture, and when he thought that maybe he had a chance with Philip, he started kind of backtracking.
A little bit. I think it was both, both, you know, back and forth. Prior to that, D Major and Jamal, even in that scene before that, I think it was last week, you know, D Major, you know, is happy to see Jamal after he's coming out of rehab. And one of the things that Jamal said is like, you know, that was a part of my past when, you know, maybe my head was a little bit more clouded. And
D Major supplied him with drugs.
Let's touch on that.
Well, I mean,
did he
D
really?
Major, you know, I think D Major gets a bad rap.
I agree.
Do you?
At the same time, he did give him drugs.
Yeah.
But he was, I think D Major, even in this, when he talks to him about the, and I'm trying, this is Tobias trying to defend
Right,
D
no,
Major.
we got
like
it,
it's
we
like
got
it's something,
it.
but I feel like he, at the time, you know, he did enable Jamal, but he was trying to say that he didn't want, you know, overdose of the drugs that he was taking that was supplied by his doctor, you know, to happen again. He didn't want him to have an overdose. And you think about people, and Cookie did the same thing.
Right.
You know, Cookie, you know, saw her son in pain, and, you know, their family. And, you know, you think about people in your life, and anybody that wants to make a change, it's got to be on them first. You know, bottom line is like when you want to make a change, you got to be able to hit that rock bottom and say, okay, I'm ready to make a change in my life or whatever it is. I think D Major, you know, is trying to help in the way he felt was a correct way of helping him. Now with
by giving him drugs. No, I'm just like,
not by giving him drugs, but I just, you know, you see, you have family.
He doesn't know how to help.
I think it's more than the
so
music industry. I think it's part of being in the music industry, but it's when you see family members or somebody you love hurting physically, you know, there's an addiction there. You know, you're trying to work out a situation. You know, I think that's how I feel, trying to justify D Major. You know, and you know, this is what they wrote. Yeah, and by the way, they wrote that way.
And speaking of this drug problem, I still have this whole issue with him escaping out of rehab, and he hasn't talked to anybody.
No
He's just back to normal.
Yeah, I mean,
but you know,
it moves kind of quick sometimes.
So D Major seemed he's lost 3 gigs. You know, he's been the butt of jokes on Twitter, and so Jamal decides to have compassion for him, being that, you know, coming out in hip hop is very difficult.
Right.
So, do you guys think it's a good idea for Jamal to convince Philip that they together should show D Major compassion?
That's never a good idea.
Because you're intimately involved with both of them, so you're putting them in this awkward situation.
Jamal's putting them in a weird situation. It might not be awkward for him, but it's awkward for the 2 men.
It's clearly awkward for him the way that he had Philip throw on that shirt.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's awkward only because I think he wants both of them. So in order to get Philip to play nice, he's
playing on his counselor role.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's what.
I think the attraction between D Major and Jamal is a lot stronger. I think there's a lot more electricity between the 2 characters. I think with Philip, it's not standoffish, but I think it's a little more like restricted almost. Does that make sense? It's very like robotic, I feel like, when they're together. It's not as fluid.
Okay.
I can see that.
Okay.
Jamal says that he thinks that he and Philip, they can have something really special, and that he's not interested in D Major. I don't believe him.
No.
I don't believe him.
I think he feels like Philip is the right thing
choice
to do. You know,
that's what you say when you're trying to justify
it.
You're like,
I think, you know, their relationship is definitely, you know, has that kind of combustion between D Major and Jamal. I mean, even think about the way they started. It was always, you know, this sort of fire that's happening. And I think, you know, I think Jamal has a thing for Philip. And, you know, maybe sometimes you walk away from the bad or something that's not really, maybe really good for you on the surface to be with something that's a little bit more comfortable and safe. You know, maybe.
But you always go back to that fire.
You always go back to that
always go
fire.
back, and I just want to go back again because we are doing this live. So you guys make sure you tweet us, and then you guys can also follow Tobias on IG at Tobias Truvillion, which is his name.
Oh yeah.
So make sure you guys follow him on social media.
Yes.
Please do.
Okay, so the confrontation between Philip and D Major. D Major was drunk. He was drinking, and he's really distraught about this because his whole life has changed. He says he's lost some gigs, and so he's really going through it.
Right.
Now, regarding the confrontation, who's at fault?
Girls would do the same thing.
Right. That's, I mean, if you're left there with your competition.
Exactly. It's not going to be nice.
And you're going to have some things to say. And especially everybody's going to think, well, I'm right. You're just trying to use him, or you're trying to be manipulative. So
I think Philip should have been the bigger man, being that he's the one in the bedroom with him right now.
Ooh.
Like, he doesn't need to, like, punch anybody. He's got
'Cause he
Jamal.
has his spot.
Like, just walk out with him. You're going to an event and just let that speak.
Not for me.
Okay.
Philip is at fault for this because Philip should have never said anything to D Major about showing the compassion. He should have went about his business because how would you feel if we were dating and or the opposite or whatever, and Jill came up to you and said, you know what, we're gonna show you compassion. So basically she's throwing it at you like, well, I got him now, well, you got me now, so but you know, we're gonna show compassion because, you know, we feel really bad that Bamm broke up with you. That you just
No, yeah, I'm not saying Philip was right. I'm saying he should have walked out.
But Philip did that to let him know, listen, or to try and let him know, to assert his dominance and say, listen, he's only talking to you because he feels sorry for you, boo.
I don't know. I mean, I don't feel that. I don't think D Major in any way kind of is intimidated by.
Oh, now that's where I have to disagree with you.
Yes, he is.
I disagree with you because what, you know, like I said last week when Juan was here, I actually would prefer D Major and Jamal together. I don't particularly care for Philip and for Jamal.
Right.
But D Major lost me when he said, in quotes, he said, "You'll never be able to give it to him like me."
I mean, that's stuff that gets said. Do you know what I mean?
That was on some
you know,
bullshit.
He's just ascertaining that he puts it down, and then
He
might
needed
be
to get the ratings up. You know, it was a nice little like.
nice little zinger.
That was very. That seemed out of character for someone.
That seems like a Bad Girl Club's like quote or something.
Thank you. I didn't want to say that, but that's it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's the thing. But sometimes competition over someone that you like, love, or attracted to, people get caught up and it brings out a different side of them.
Catty.
No, not catty. Okay.
I would imagine with
I love you
D
guys.
Major's.
This is like the best right now.
I would imagine with D Major's character and being in the industry, you know, he's had access to a lot of people.
Right.
And had a lot of, you know, relationships. So this ain't your first time This ain't your first time, so
but
for him
you can't fight love.
No, but to say you can't give it, that was so corny. And D Major's not normally a corny dude.
Corny guy.
So I don't.
But he just slipped it in there. That's jealousy.
Okay, so when you saw the script as the actor, what was your take on the confrontation? What'd you think?
Oh man, I thought a lot of it was a little bit out of character, you know, for D Major to kind of put himself out there, and then even for him to, you know, to get hit the way he did and not even, you know, react or.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm there to portray what's written to the best of my abilities, and you know, to make it real for the audience. So you know, we had some discussion on how we can keep the scene authentic and keep the scene honest to all the characters and even to the Empire space, because it's right there in the lobby and stuff. And you know, they had some other ideas that were on the paper first, but after talking, you know, with Jussie and Juan, and even Billy Wildroff was the director, we kind of worked out this scene and made it work that way. You know.
But overall, what was you guys' take on the storyline with where do you guys see this going?
Their storyline?
Yes, between D Major, between Jamal, Phillip.
I think they'll keep circling at least till the end of the season, at the very least, because Jamal is clearly unsure, and there are things within both of them that he obviously clings to or uses.
And he's going to spend time with both, and he's going to use time with him as an excuse to I'm just trying to help him through this hard time, and it's going to
music again because he's working on music again.
And see if those feelings are real sober, maybe,
as
well.
Because
he doesn't know really.
Because Tori's gone.
Right.
Yeah, Tori's gone.
So he may need D Major, and so he may have to explain to Phillip that it's nothing. Yeah,
maybe,
we'll see.
maybe.
D
Major looked a little stalkerish at the end there. It was like
a little bit.
following him.
Yeah.
Where you going?
I mean, he turned out his whole life. I think there's probably a slight sense of urgency in whatever he's trying to do.
Yeah,
no, there
I would say.
It was like, whoa.
Do you think with him throwing the phone, do you think that was just he was upset, or do you feel like that's something that we're gonna see later with the temper problem with D Major?
I think he was drunk.
He wasn't. No, that was when he went to the whole.
In the apartment.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see him having an anger problem, but I feel like we would have maybe seen that at this point if he had a real.
Yeah, he's been around
issue.
for a lot.
Yeah.
But again, I'm
knows?
going to give it the benefit of the doubt and say that these are different types of circumstances that he,
That's just true.
wasn't expecting.
People can be crazy when they're pushed to a certain point.
I think, when you're dealing with love and you're dealing with the matters of the heart, people get pushed, and you do a lot of strange things sometimes, out of character. And I feel that maybe that might have been one of those moments where he just put everything out there on the line.
Yeah, which I hated, but I understand.
And he walks in and on a situation that he wasn't expecting, and then the person that he loves, thinking that this is about to be this wonderful moment, is like.
Yeah, he had in his head a whole different outcome than what really happened.
I'm gonna be a super producer with my superstar dude.
And does that ever happen?
Okay.
You picture this amazing image in this circumstance, and then it's completely opposite, and you're bummed. You're not only bummed in your head, but you're bummed in real life because it didn't work out that way.
The emotions are bubbling under there.
And I still blame Jamal for a majority of the responsibility because he's led this on.
Yeah, here you go.
Jamal, D Major and Cookie had a confrontation, and so Cookie does not like D Major. So she says, dump him before you lose Phillip, and then Jamal says, drop Lucious before you lose Angelo. So they agree to butt out. Do you think Cookie is going to butt out of the situation? I say no.
Absolutely not.
Never.
Yeah, I feel she's the one that rebuked his past from getting into Empire. I believe that was Cookie.
Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Just like they got rid of the doorman.
Yeah.
Because she's overly concerned. Her whole thing, like you said last week, everything is, Jamal, are you okay? Are you done? Are you okay? Maybe because she feels responsibility with the pill situation. I don't know, but she is on mommy duty.
Yeah, she's on mommy duty.
So moving on. So now Cookie and Angelo. Why did Cookie lie to Angelo about never using a gun? Why didn't she just tell him?
Yeah, that was weird.
She didn't.
Yeah. So he asked her, she said that she had got the gun as a gift. She's never used a gun. So then we see the flashback of one of Lucious's friends coming over and trying to push up on Cookie, and she shot him in the leg or knee or something.
The knee.
So this is the second week she's lied to him. She lied last week, and now she's lied again. What is the big deal?
It's about little things.
She's a lion.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, oh, I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that she's lying because for some reason something has gotten to her head that she's afraid. She's afraid that he's going to back away from the real her, or she's trying to cover up other things. Maybe she's having those Lucious
trying
sparks
to keep
again.
it clean.
Yeah,
she might be doing a little cover up a little bit.
Yeah. Do you think that Angelo is becoming a little too possessive? He was a little upset that when they had the meeting regarding the Bubu Kitty situation, he was upset because why didn't you come to me and not and why did you go to Lucious?
I think there's a spot there where you can maybe shoot a text or a phone call just to update the person you're with on a situation that's that important, but I don't think you need to come to them to help you solve it. He has nothing to do with it. So leave him out, maybe let him know what's going on before
But again, I guess that's just normal conversation. We come home like, what happened today? Well, you know, do you need to update him with all these things?
I mean,
don't know.
I think so. They have a lot going on.
Yeah.
He's running for mayor. Might impact little things like that. I think, though, with him, it's jealousy because he wants Lucious out of their life. And first, I believe he thought Lucious is just controlling and jealous, and he's forcing all of this on Cookie. But I think now he's kind of like, well, is she
kind of
inviting
allowing
it?
it.
What's happening with that? So.
But he also has to understand
That's
he's
true.
never going to get rid of Lucious. Like, he's always going to be there in some capacity.
But he
to
wants
be
to
the
put him in
man.
his place.
Yeah.
You're the man, you know? What's going on
He
with
wants
you,
to
baby?
put him in his place. Yeah,
Yo,
see,
hold up.
you know,
Why
step
didn't you
up.
tell me about that? I could have took care of that for you.
There you go.
And do you think that the constant relationship between Cookie and Lucious, do you think that's going to be the tail end of their relationship ending, or do you think no?
It's never going to end.
No, I mean between Cookie and Angelo.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think that Lucious is going to be the reason ultimately, something to do with that, her not being able to let go of him or separate enough to have a real relationship with him where, like you said, you know, you go to your man first and not your ex to, you know, discuss.
So Bubu Kitty's plan is if we can prove that Tariq and Lucious's wife have been involved, they will drop the case.
Tariq. Well, say that again. I'm sorry.
So, Bubu Kitty says to Lucious and Cookie and to Mother Walker, she says, if we can prove that Tariq and Lucious's wife has been involved, they will drop the case. So, meaning, if Bubu Kitty gets with Tariq, if it's proven that they've been involved, then the case will be dropped. So now her plan is to now get close to Tariq. Do you think Tariq is going to fall for this scam?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
He's been about that since day one. And
do we
just shows
see
the power of a woman.
Right. Do we see Tariq date? Do we see him even remotely? No. So if he thinks he can take Lucious's wife, and, you know, even if it's just for revenge, and then he gets caught up in her feminine wiles or whatever.
Because not only is she gorgeous, but it's also his
She's
half
crafty.
brothers. Like, it's like, this is how I can screw you over for once in my life. Like, have something
His ego.
else.
Close to
Right.
it. Yeah.
I think not only will he fall for it, but I think let's be real about Tariq. So he's in his feelings. He's never had the childhood that he's wanted. He's jealous of his brother. He's probably never been in love.
Right.
He's probably smashed here and there, and you know do what he does. But I don't feel like he's ever been in love. He's never been married. He's probably in his 40s. So he's really a lonely old man who has no closure.
Damn, Bam.
What?
No, I
And
mean,
he's
you're
on a
right.
mission.
Yeah.
And he's on the mission. So when
He wants to bring him down.
he wants to bring him down, but I do think that the fact that this is Lucious's wife and he hasn't probably been in love, he can probably fall.
Quickly.
With anyone.
Yeah.
Who gives him the time of day.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, I think Bubu Kitty can also fall for Tariq.
Ooh.
Oh.
What do you think?
I don't think so.
Triangle
see,
going.
I
That might
think-
happen though. That,
Yeah.
you
I
never
mean,
know.
maybe, but I think she has.
That might be life
she
or death.
wants-
now.
She doesn't have a man.
She doesn't have a man, but she has her role back at Empire, which I think at this
Yes. I
particular
don't think he
moment
has
is
enough.
more important than having a man or that type of thing. I think she wants to have her A&R power back and run that and, you know, kind of vibe that train out. She has a new baby. Go ahead.
Okay.
So there's Empire Records, there's Sony, there's Epic, there's Columbia. She can go to another record label.
But what else does he have other than a penis, like, at this point for her?
Right.
Like,
But-
really?
No money,
Like, I
no
don't
power.
see her, like...
But so she was with Lucious. She lost Lucious. She knows that they'll never be together the way that they was. Plus, she had sex and had a baby with Hakeim. So technically, she is ridden from this family. Mother Walker grabbed Cookie's gun out of her purse and tried to kill her. So she's pretty much done with Empire. So
I feel like she could find a better guy than him.
Yeah.
two lost souls.
Maybe.
They're catching up
Maybe
to
it's
each
a
other.
soul thing. I just don't see that
I just
happening.
feel like she sees herself higher than aim high
Yeah.
than some little revenge-driven cop that lives in a little single with pictures of Lucious on his wall trying to figure out how he can take him down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she might want a little more. He might give her the serious, penis, but other than that, yeah.
Damn, that's it.
Okay,
Rough around here.
I mean, we'll see.
I'm with you on that.
I mean, maybe that.
What do you think?
Have you looked at it?
I'm agreeing. I mean, you never know. They might be, the plot might be to bring Tariq a little bit closer, and as they're getting closer, emotions start getting caught up in there, and the next thing you know, you know, she finds herself texting Tariq in the evening.
Sending Lucious and Cookie to jail.
Yeah, right. Oh.
Ooh.
And then, okay.
Who
I mean,
knows?
you know,
And then,
that
like,
could
then I
happen.
guess he
That could be
would
another
have
double,
little
triple
crazy
crossing.
triangle
Yeah.
right there.
Okay.
Should we be worried about Mother Walker?
Always.
Always.
She's so off.
I love
I
Leslie
see.
Uggams.
I
Can we
don't
just
think
give
she's
a big
right.
shout out
Yeah.
to Leslie Uggams?
Right.
Thank
Been
you.
putting it down.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yes, Leslie.
She's been playing the hell out of that role too.
Yeah.
See, I feel like she borders on crazy and crafty. Like I think that she pushes her
calculated.
crazy out, yes, a little bit more because it's to her advantage.
True.
And to keep people on their toes. So
She's
she
like, oh,
can
she's
kind
just
of
crazy when she's actually manipulating everything.
yeah, so she can move around as she sees fit and try and get in where she can. You know, because she manages to come with the logic at the right moments. Like how she went to Tariq and set him up a little bit, but then came back like, yo, I went to see him. He's trying to do this, and this is what the plan is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I mean, she even had the gun.
yeah.
Right. A little shaky with it.
And you know,
Someone's gonna
Lucious
die
was
with
like,
that
give me
gun.
the gun. She heard her clearly. And you're like, all right, you got a gun. But I just wanted to let you know
Yeah.
that at any second, I'll pop you.
Right, I'll take you out.
Because she does not like Bubu Kitty.
At all. More than she doesn't like Cookie.
Well, I don't know if she likes or dislikes Cookie because they don't really say much to each
They
other.
really don't interact.
Yeah, there's no interaction.
I
They deal
think
with
she
each other.
seems like the type to me though that is like, you know, I'm the grandmother or the present, so really it's about me and you all are just trying
I
to
think
fit
there's
in.
a little bit of a respect level from Cookie that's saying like, you know, all right, this is Lucious's mom, and you know, there's nothing you could really do about that. You know, she's not gonna out her mom or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, so Andre, Lucious, Juliana,
What?
Gino, Cookie. This storyline
That's a
is.
lot.
Oh, but
it's
I'm mad at
see, I
the
love you
storyline.
guys because you guys are all in the storyline, but I just think Trey and Nia Long look great on camera
love-
and the
yes.
screen,
Great.
and I just love this. I mean, it's so
Empire's a
funny
great
because I know
cast.
what happens down the line, and just listening to you guys. It's a wonderful experience right now.
I mean, I don't know if he's clowning us.
Like,
No,
lying
no,
at
no,
us.
I
He's
just-
like, you all
but
got
I
it
do
wrong.
No,
I
just love, I love the way the work is. I love the talent on the show. I think everybody does an excellent job of, bringing the characters to life. And, we're working with the storylines that are there. And, I just love to hear the way you guys feel about it and how you guys, dive into what
Do you
might
guys
happen and might not.
change up a lot, like during shooting? Like if you start with, we're going to head in this direction and for whatever reason doesn't work, or you have a change of heart and so you change up something that affects the storyline ultimately?
Sometimes it does. I don't think it's like we're affecting I think sometimes in a performance or the way something might be delivered or a connection that happens between two actors or something like that, it can affect where, the writers and producers might see something there and they say, you know what, maybe we might go in this direction.
I did hear something about how.
Even with my character, I
Yeah.
mean, in the beginning, I was only supposed to be there for, X amount of episodes. But, there was something there that, the way Jussie and I work and, the response was great. So, it kept extending and going a little bit further.
Kudos to you.
Thank you. And to the people out there because, you guys make it happen.
Yeah. Continuing with this story, first of all, so Cookie runs into Juliana at the hair salon.
Runs in, or Juliana
Oh,
set it up
no.
and was looking for her?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did set it up a little bit.
100%.
Completely went
Okay.
went to the lady who does her hair and specifically, did that because she probably knew that Cookie was going to be there. Obviously, we smell a lot of fire and tension coming, correct?
Yes.
A little bit.
I just wonder why Andre, who's so smart, who is so conniving and cunning, hasn't asked any questions yet. Nothing. And I understand, he has his own agenda going and he may not care about all of it, but I just feel like if you're not working together, I would have a question. Maybe two.
I think that Andre is not someone who likes to speak with actions. He's very strategic. He's very smart, and so I feel like Andre doesn't have to ask a lot of questions because he knows, and he likes to study people through their body language and their action. Just when he was having the conversation with Nia about Nessa opening up for the Vegas thing, you know, he was asking questions, and I noticed when Nia Long's character asked, "Well, we've been talking all this time. How come I've never seen your dad?" And what did you guys think about the way he responded? Do you think that
kind of brushed it off?
He brushed it off. Do you think he brushed it off because he's used to people always asking about his family because his family's famous, or do you think that he listened to what she was saying and then he let it go, but he put it in his notes?
I definitely think that he was aware. Yeah, I think
as long as the deal's being made, who cares who you talk to? As long as that deal is happening, like why do you need to talk to him if the end result's going to be the same?
She's obviously there's something else there.
Right.
So,
do you think that as far as his plan, so you know, back when he was married with Rhonda, he would go and do sexual favors for women, and his wife didn't care. That was something that they did. And so he's applying the same thing with he and Nessa, saying that Nessa is fine with this because Nessa is going to benefit from this by opening up in Vegas and so forth.
I have a lot to say about that whole situation.
Go ahead.
First of all, there's no way that Nessa's cool with it.
Right.
There's no way
She's
they
not
had
that
that
type of chick.
discussion. But does Nessa really get a say because he's kind of just moving everyone aside, plowing the road for her? You know, she's just walking through. So he can kind of do what he wants, and she's just going to have to be okay with it. But also, I think that Nia is a lot more like Rhonda, and I think that that's something that he's going to be attracted to.
Yeah,
because she is more of a background doer. She doesn't want the spotlight. Like they were, like Rhonda and him were a team, and they had no bounds. And so I think that him and Nia are going to get along on another level, whereas he's kind of taking care of Nessa right now. I think that they're going to have similarities.
There was something that she said that struck a chord. She says, she said that she aspired to be a singer, but she realized that talent has no power. I want to be the boss. And so I feel like that struck a chord with Andre because Andre doesn't have the talent.
Right.
But he wants to be the boss because he's gone through his brothers and his family all wanting to be the talent, and he wants to be the boss. So I feel like that was a moment where she felt, I think she said that specifically to reel him in.
That's possible. I think that as far as with Nessa, we have to remember she's manipulative too. She has her own agenda there. So while I think she would have a problem with it, at the same time, if it benefits her and ultimately what she wants, because what she said is she wants to be a star and she wants to be out there. So this relationship is for convenience.
But did you see her when they were talking? I feel like she would get...
No, I think she would definitely get mad.
Yeah.
I think the only reason is that she felt like she was somehow in control of it. And Juliana's not a woman that she can sort of get in. You know, like how she tried to get in with Tiana by flattery and, you know, playing it up to her. I don't think that would work with Juliana.
I did like how Juliana said that she doesn't mess with other women's men, though, unless they're okay with it. That's a little thing that all the thoughts out in the universe need to just, like, take note of. And, you know, I like that line.
Sister wives.
Okay.
What's your take on this Gino character who has been a fan of Lucious since his first album, and his whole agenda of getting close to Lucious, and he's going to get close to Lucious via Juliana?
I was kind of confused with all that.
I mean, I think that there's guys like that. I don't know. I mean, you know, working in entertainment, working in music, you always come across these super fans that have crazy money that are doing whatever to hang out with their favorite celebrity, athlete, or get close to have a story to tell or to try and bask off their light. You know, we don't know if it's that or if it's really some shady business that happened before, but, you know, he could have been a 90s kid caught up in the whole revolution when rap went.
Yeah, I think he'll be dead soon anyway.
Well,
No, he's not important enough.
I don't think he's important.
He's going to advance some plot point.
Between Juliana and Cookie and then Lucious coming into the picture, Dino, like Juliana's character, or Juliana, her goal is to get to Lucious.
Right.
So this Dino guy, she can pretty much get him killed. She brought a bag of money. She paid him off his debts. So I think she knows how to control him.
She's using him for something. Yeah. He's for some purpose.
Yeah. What's your Tobias? What's your take on this triangle with Andre and with Juliana, Nessa?
Oh man, I'll tell you. I think Juliana, like I say, I think there's a really nice dynamic between Andre and Juliana. I would love to see where they're heading with it. You know, I think that you know, Andre being the, you know, mastermind between the brothers and him trying to figure out his power position and empire and trying to move on over into the Vegas land and stuff. It's going to be really interesting. I mean, you know, she has an end with Andre, and she feels like this is going to be my angle to get too close to Lucious. So, you know, Andre's no pushover, so we'll see who's going to wind up on the losing end of that one.
Why didn't Andre tell his dad that he knew about the Vegas business tip?
To keep control of it.
Right.
Because if Lucious might, you never know what Lucious might do. Lucious might want to come in and take control, take over, do his Lucious thing, and that's something that
And
he
it gets
obviously...
messy when Lucious is
Yeah.
involved. There's a lot more mess.
I actually disagree. I think he should have told him, just simply because, you know, Lucious already says he doesn't like Vegas. He doesn't want to deal with it. But I feel like if he comes to him saying, hey, you know, this is the tip that I have, you know, maybe he will respect Andre. No, who am I kidding?
Right, right. No, he
Good one.
yeah.
Good one.
move in silence.
Yeah. So we are live. Make sure you guys
Okay.
follow Tobias on social media at Tobias
Truvillion, Tobias Truvillion.
Yeah.
There we go. We'll
On
get
the
it right.
internet,
Tobias.
Tobias
It's a
Truvillion on
tongue
your
twister.
Facebook.
It is.
Tobias
It is.
And
Times.
Tobias True on your Twitter.
Yeah. Very last thing before we wrap. So Hakeem's 21st birthday.
Okay.
Open discussion. What's your thoughts?
It's Hakeem's 21st birthday. Yeah.
Time to turn up.
So there's a theme with his birthday.
Yeah.
Grow up, little boy. Grow up, grow up, grow up. Man up, man up. Grow up, grow up, grow up. And so he's at the club. So he's doing all these things where he's going to various clubs. And you know, the first club he chooses not to have the security around with him at a club. His family's not there. So of course, this is very common where the club owner always loves to try and punk or try and, you know, short you of your money. And so these other goons who he does not know has a gun and say, hey, I got your back. I don't know who y'all are, but now you can roll with us.
That's where you say thank you,
Yeah.
bye.
So I
You
guess,
gave him the watch.
yeah.
You gave him the watch.
Right, and
Thank
keep
you.
going.
Keep it moving to the next spot.
Exactly.
So do we agree that with Andres basically suspending him from the label or benching him, do you think that was the best move?
He was taking away his social media, so
Right.
he's not out there doing dumb stuff. Didn't he got knocked out on social media again? Like,
It's always live. There's always so much.
Yeah.
And he's one of those characters, I feel like, that no matter what happens, it always looks bad for him. Whether he started it or not, he always looks like an asshole on social media.
Major probably that same way too. But I think hey, look,
Put the
he's the
phone
baby
down.
brother.
Yeah.
And Andre, you know, being the oldest one, he's like, look, you're always gonna punk your baby brother,
Yeah.
regardless if it's business or whatever. You gotta, you know, show
Put
who's
him
in
in his
control.
place.
Like, yo, look, no more social media for you. You're being dropped off the label. That's where it is.
Yeah. So I know we have to wrap soon, but we just have a couple questions that we want to ask you. How are you dealing with the success? You've been in a lot of magazines. As a matter of fact, last week when we were leaving the studio, we actually saw you on TMZ.
I know.
We saw you on TMZ, and they were asking you about the whole Nia Long controversy with all that. So, like, how do you feel like your privacy is you're losing your privacy by becoming, I guess, more famous, being more recognized due to the show?
I don't know. I mean, lose your privacy. I don't know. I'm not.
Well,
I
mean,
mean,
if TMZ comes up
not
to you and puts
respect
the
your
camera in your
personal
face.
space or like
TMZ
your
come up to me.
I know. I almost went Queens on him because he
Yeah.
ran up on me with the
Yeah.
camera. I was like, yo, you know, but.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's been a wonderful thing. You know, I'm here talking to you guys. The whole experience has been, you know, just wonderful. You know, I get the kids, you know, who I work with in Newark, New Jersey, in the city and stuff. They see me in the classroom, and now they seeing me on the small screen on Empire, and they scream my name and stuff. And you know, as I walk down the block around my neighborhood and stuff, people were cheering me on. So, you know, people have followed me for a long time when I first started planting these seeds, when I just got into the industry, and it's been a long time coming. And that's what keeps me going. You know, all those things, that's nice. You know, I appreciate it, but I'm grounded in my faith, and I know, you know, who I am, and I have my family, and, you know, that's what's important to me. You know, just like even taking this character, you know, I wasn't sure how it was going to be received. So, you know, my faith and being who I am as a man, you know, that's what keeps me grounded, and everything else, you know, it's going to be what it is. I have no control over that.
So, you said you had concerns on taking this character. Is it because, as a straight man, taking on a gay character role, was that sort of questionable for you as far as you felt it might impact your career in some type of way, or
yeah, I mean,
what was your thoughts?
physically it's different, you know, but I've always been taught you'll be called upon, you know, and I'm an actor, and this is my job to do, is to portray the characters that I get into. You know, it was my choice to take on this role. They made an offer for me to make this role. Somebody was paying attention to my career for a long time, and, you know, they came to me. And, you know, I discussed it with my family like I would do any other role. And once I made the decision to take on D Major, you know, I was in. You know, there's no, you know, you can't act with any reservation or fear in front of you like that. You know, so like I said, from my training at the National Black Theater in Harlem, and the people that I've come up with, and people who, you know, a lot of my peers who are out there working, and very talented people. You know, it's a very competitive industry. And, you know, anytime the #1 show comes knocking on your door, it's not like, you know, this is a giant hesitation, and you know,
yes.
big thing, you know. So, you know, I had to jump into it, and I wanted to, you know, somebody's life, you know. So I wanted to bring it justice, and I wanted to, you know, do well, you know, not only for myself, but for my family and my people.
My question, you're really involved in philanthropy. So
Yeah.
have you been able to do you feel like your successes with Empire have impacted that as well? Or
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's given you a little bit more grounds to do more? Or what do you still want to do that you haven't been able to do yet?
I mean, there's so much that, you know, that's one of the biggest things that Empire has done for me, is how it's empowered me to help other people along the way. You know, I've been teaching in the inner cities with Yendor Productions and my brother Rodney Gilbert, and you know, getting involved with the mayor over there, Raz Baraka, in Newark, New Jersey, and it's helped me in a way where, like I said, people can see me on the small screen, or, you know, people have been following my career for a long time, from your Hitch to your Blue Bloods to your Paid in Full, Brooklyn's Finest, One Life to Live. You know, I've been working for a long time. So they you know, being touchable and attainable is important, especially to the people. You know, I do a lot of work that people don't see, you know, feeding the homeless. And like I said, even, you know, some of my students who are in the drama program that I have, you know, I'm feeding them and taking them to Broadway to see plays. And the arts has done so much for me. So it's just another way that I could pay it forward. But having the notoriety, being able to hear to talk about, you know, a program like Yendor Arts, where we need more funding, where we need to keep, you know, the arts alive. You know, this is where I'm able to actually get my word out. Get the word out about some of the struggles that we have. You know, I think, like I said, it's just been a wonderful ride, and, you know, Empire, I'm so grateful to the producers and the writers, and, you know, working with so many talented people. And, you know, it's just one way, you know, as you see me, is I'm a reflection of the kids. I'm a reflection of the people around me, and the art and my craft and my talent, that's a reflection of them. So, you know, you're not just seeing me. You see me here with you, but it's more than just me. And, that, you know, like I said, big shout out to Empire for all those things. And, you know, it means a lot. It means a lot more than just me being here. It means a lot to a lot of other people. And
final thing, you have a cooking show coming out? Are you working on it?
Oh yeah, you know, we
he
having
cooks too, ladies.
Yeah. I got I'm pretty good cook, so I have a cooking show that's gonna be coming up pretty soon. Look out for that. I'm actually working on you know, I'm also a filmmaker. I'm working on a project right now called Corners. So we have these things coming down the line. I have a production company, Go Goo, that I'm working on. Get on the bus or get under the bus. Either get on or get under. In the simplest form is just get on. And get on means to just do something positive with yourself. So it goes from, you know, from your fitness to the food to your art. You know, just get on. You know, that's the main thing about Go Goo. But yeah, there's so much going on, and like I said, to everybody out there, you know, who's watching, you know, please follow me on your social medias at Tobias Truvillion, on your Instagram, and Tobias Truvillion on your Facebook, and Tobias True, because Truvillion's 10 consonants, it was too big, so it was just Tobias True on your Twitter, you know.
And as we go into predictions to wrap, is there anything that you can tell us regarding what we are to expect with?
I knew this was coming.
Cause
Well, you know, the first thing I would say that you would definitely get a lot more drama.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a whole lot more drama.
That's kind of
Right.
obvious.
We didn't even talk about the music though. There was a song on there last night that I really enjoyed that they played. It kind of felt like it had a neo feel to it. But there's gonna be some more great music.
Okay.
And third, a lot more drama. So you gotta wait. You gotta wait.
All right. Prediction for you?
Pretty much, I mean, the circle's going to continue with the three of them. And I think that Jamal is going, or not Jamal, Hakeem, I love the end of him stepping up. So I hope this is an actual change for the better, but probably not.
He did step up.
He did.
He did step up.
I think that we're gonna see Cookie step up some more and be more dramatic and more sneaky, covert because of whatever's going on with Angelo.
And then I'll co-sign with that. You know, I love to predict people to die, and so there hasn't been many deaths. So I think actually.
Don't look at me, man.
No. I believe you're safe. I believe you'll be back for season 4 along with Philip. So. Congratulations. I'm just saying.
But be like, I believe somebody's gonna die.
But I think it needs to be Cookie who kills someone. I think Cookie needs to pull the
And
trigger.
I think that's what they're doing with that whole gun
Yeah,
situation.
she's gonna kill someone.
I would agree with you on that.
So
I like it.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we gotta go. So
We gotta go.
let everybody know where you guys can be found on social
You
media.
guys can find me on Abigail Fraher.
Oh, you can find me at Stiletto Jill everywhere.
And you can find me at all social media at Bamm Ericsen. And to our special guest, go ahead.
Like I said, you can find me at Tobias Truvillion and all your songs. Don't forget TobiasTruvillion.com, my own website. You can check out with all latest things that are happening with me on TobiasTruvillion.com. A big shout out to my baby sisters, Inez, Emily. I got to shout out my nieces and nephews. I got Noelle, I got Olivia, I got Raylene, I got my goddaughter Noelle. Who else I got over there? I got Liam, I got Olivia.
Someone's gonna be mad.
No.
Shout out to family. Everybody.
The whole fam.
Yeah. Just big shout out to all my godchildren and nephews and to my students and stuff, man. I'm here and I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you guys so much. We again want to thank our guest, Mr. Tobias Truvillion, for stopping by. He plays the role of D Major. Man, much success to you and everything with the cooking show, all the work that you do. And I'm just going to say it. We'll see you doing season 4.
Oh, and Lauren. I didn't forget you, Lauren. I love you.
Shout out to
Thanks for joining
Lauren.
us.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Oh, buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.